Begin tonight at 7 with more than a dozen people arrested after federal agents descended on a business in El Cajon. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. That business accused of hiring workers not legally authorized to work in the U.S. Dave Summers with our NBC station in San Diego has been on scene all afternoon.
With fake documentation. The warrant accuses the company of harboring undocumented employees and supplying them with fake legal status documentation. Investigators are confiscating business operation records, financial records, and personnel files. By most accounts, some 24 people were taken into custody. The others have been detained and questioned. We spoke to one worker who was detained for 4.5 hours. He wishes only to be identified as John, also the sister-in-law of a worker who says he was arrested.
I don't know why they're doing this. Everyone inside, they have family, they have kids, they have wife. So sad.
Tell us how it feels to be a part of this and the concern that you have for tomorrow.
It's my first time being involved in this, so it's kind of it's crazy. I mean, like I've never been through this, so I guess it's happening everywhere and happened here.
It is.
So we haven't heard all the details of what happened on the inside, but we know part of the process. Each employee was given one of these Homeland Security bags and had to put in them their personal possessions, whatever they had in their pockets, identification, money, keys, anything that they had. Once they were released, they were given the bag and their possessions back. We haven't gotten a lot of information here on the ground from Homeland Security. We were told only that this was a search warrant, that it was a search warrant being served on some improprieties of employment here. And just recently, we got a better number on the people that were arrested. We're told just under 20 people were arrested in El Cajon. I'm Dave Summers, NBC4.
We begin the hour with an update on a story you'll see.
I'll be having my videos racked in order when I do reactions. Anyway, how I see this, bro. Look, there's rules. Do I have to say this again? There are rules. Now, the first lady that went in there and said, yes, they have families. You got to understand, man. It's just business. There's rules to shit, and they were coming eventually. You probably heard the news. You probably know what's going on. They're coming, okay? And to have a lot of you guys there, you become a target because they're assuming that the feds don't know because why? The company changed the legal status of the individuals. But the feds got some other documents that's saying we got some legal people here. So we got, and the feds documentation, it states that these people are illegal and they work here. They get to the company and the company states that they're legal in their documentation. So they've been purposely putting legal status on people that are illegal. You can't do that because they ain't like to change federal records. They know that they're not. So they come in there and raid. So why are they doing this? Because that's the rule of law. That's what's going on right now, bro. They're trying to get their illegals out. At the same time, they're trying to get illegals out. At the same time, they're basically putting a border around the country. We only want our business while we're pushing everybody that ain't supposed to be here out. Yes, you have a family. They're fully aware of that. Yeah. But the other guy, he understood. He said he seen it on the news, and it was basically a matter of time. Because you understand, like say you're illegal and you're working and, you're undocumented. At some point in time, you have to expect they're coming, right? Now, let me explain this to you again in a different way. If I was an American and I did a murder in 1985, something back in the day, you know how they be getting, the murders be catching up later. Say I did that in 1985, and I've been free this whole time. And of course, we're not talking about murder and killing here, but we're still talking about something that is against the law. 1985, I did a murder. I got away with it. Now we're in present day, 2025. So I've been free for a long time. In my mind, I should, even though I've been working, they've been taking taxes, I've been doing what I need to do. In the back of my mind, I know that I'm here. I know what I did was illegal, and that eventually, if they're smart, they will find me. But until the meantime, I'm just going to live a regular life, right? But when they do come for me, the day they come for me is a blessing that I got to live all those years before that, unjailed, free. Now, this has happened occasionally where an old man, he's like 90 years old, 80 years old, he got found for murder he did like 45 years ago. But they finally found out who did it because of the technology. But he was supposed to be caught a long time ago. So yes, probably has a family, probably built everything up, but that doesn't excuse him for the crime he's committed. He got to take him. And as a man, you're going to put your chin up, man, and take it on the chin. You got to, because you've been free this long. Now, let me rephrase it back to legal immigration status. You've been free this whole time. You've been illegal. Now, I don't know how long you've been in there. Say you've been in 10 years. That doesn't excuse you. Just because you've been here illegally 10 years working and paying tax doesn't excuse you. You know what I'm saying? From not being taken when enforcement comes. Because that's the rule. Yes, you've been paying taxes, but that doesn't mean it's kind of like if your parents, right? And I'm trying to give you a good example. It's like if your parents, you start doing something to your parents, like say you doing flips on the couch, and just because your mom and your dad is sitting on the other couch and they see you doing it, but they don't say nothing, that means you can do it. But that's not the case. They just aren't doing anything about it at the moment. That don't mean you can do it. That just means you're doing it, but that don't mean you can. And then when they decide to whoop your ass, you know what I'm saying? Give you a little spanking for doing that. You be like, well, you let me do it for months. I thought I can do it. No, you couldn't do it. You could never do it. You knew you shouldn't. I just didn't say nothing about it. Now I'm enforcing it. Now I got to whoop you. Now I got to spank you. I got to discipline you because you've been jumping on the couch, messing up the couch because you broke something now. That's kind of the concept I see. Like, you bound to get in trouble when you're doing troublesome things. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Really, who's really at fault is the company for holding all y'all in there and try to pretend like y'all legal status. That's more of the problem. It ain't even that, like, we was going to come in there and grab y'all anyway, at home or at work. And they most likely grabbing people at work because they don't have warrants to come into your house. So they grabbing you while you transport to work because you got to leave, right? But now who's more in trouble is the employer. The employer's more in trouble because now he's been hiding or she's been hiding documentation purposefully. So now you've been creating a federal crime because you're lying on federal documents. Yeah. It is what it is. You just got to suffer the consequence. That's just what it is. If I just do something bad, I expect eventually people might be coming for me. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section about this whole situation. Like, are rules rules? Or are you exempt from rules after you've been living in the United States for about 10, 20 years? Are you exempt? Are you, if you're an undocumented immigrant, and if you've been living in the United States for 20 plus years, 10 plus years, are you subject to deportation? Y'all tell me in the comment section. Or should you stay here? It ain't a should, it's a right. You have the right to stay here. Yes, you've been paying taxes, but you also been working here. But you haven't been caught and you haven't been taken to jail. Y'all tell me in the comment section, am I wrong? Am I right? Should people stay here or should they go? If the rule is the rule, is there a time limit on when I should enforce it? If you broke the rule 20 years ago and you've been living life since, am I wrong for enforcing the rule now, 20 years later, when you've had your freedom and you still haven't got your papers or any documentation to state that you got to stay here? It's your boy Angelo So Savage. Y'all tell me in the comment section, man. And don't forget to like. And don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy. Peace.